to rescue the rebellious essence of that action, of the historic action that marked history in a before and after for the rest of the remaining future times. February the 4th, 1992. What was a historic impact for the 20th and 21st century of the April 19 and July the 5th. It cut history in two. A project was born, an idea was born, a symbology was born, an identity, a leadership, and here is galloping, with no doubt, with difficulty, still galloping, and victorious. This year, we will also be celebrating, be commemorating the coup d'etat against Chavez government in 2002, and also the rebirth of the people and the victorious rescue of the democracy. 20 years now. Of his history has marked this generation. I can tell you, countrymen and women, we, still young, we have lived through these historic events. Most of those who are here today, some of us had to live it through on one side of the river, and the opposition deputies lived it and told this on their own side of the river. Let's tell the stories. Let's retell the stories. What happened that April 11th, that April 12th? Who financed, who prepared, who led, who worked for it? That coup d'etat against Commander Chavez, who benefited from it? Who made decisions? Who made the decisions for the massacres, the death? Who made the decisions for the attack to the power and the dissolution of all powers? Here between us, we have very young people, 15 years old, 18 years old, 15, 25, 30. Among the governors, we have very young governors. The governor of Monagas is 30 years old. Victor Clark, 35 years. Hector Rodriguez, 30 years old. These are very young people, and I'm sure many of. So this day, as I was talking to Silita, Super Silita, didn't see the last episode of Super Mustache, and then next to him is Super Silita. Well, you gotta see it. Super Mustache and Super Silita. So we're talking about our grandsons and our granddaughters that are younger, have no idea what the coup d'etat against Chavez is all about. Carmona could go and walk again through the streets of Caracas and nobody would recognize him. Some of us would meet him, would know him. They don't know the slaughter that was planned, the ambush that was planned. They don't know that they were about to execute Commander Chavez at the beach. They didn't know that they were about to establish a dictatorship and dissolve all the powers on one time. So we have to make it a great effort of information, of debate, of motivation, because the people that does not know the history might repeat it. It tends to repeat the history. The people who does not know their mistakes, they tend to repeat those mistakes. We have to create historical awareness of these historical events to continue building conscience for the future, for the homeland, to continue building forward a brilliant generation, awakened, aware, cultivated, informed, motivated, and especially a passionate for our country, for our homeland, Venezuela. Mr. President, here is the accounts, the memory and the accounts. Here is the analysis, the numbers of an exercise on the third year of my second term. Some people would say in 2013, that foolish over there, Maduro, would not last a week. And we moving forward. That would not stand for a month, and then we would move forward. That would not last this semester, and then we carried on. These would not survive this year, and then we would move on. And then some say 2016, I give him 6 months to get him out. 6 months, 2016, in this place, and we carried on. 2017, 2018, re-elected, and we were carried on. And today here, in the 9th year, at the presentation of the memoirs and accounts, in the 3rd year of the 2nd year of the Bolivarian government, presided by my person, I'm telling you, I present the memory and account. I'm going to go along with the people of Venezuela ahead, moving forward. Here I deliver to this National Assembly. Thank you very much, Venezuela. Let's move on with love and with God's blessing, laboring for faith, for the happiness and for the growth of our homeland. Good evening, deputies. Good evening. Thank you very much.
El discurso del presidente constitucional de la República Bolivariana de Venezuela, Nicolás Maduro Moros, en esta entrega de informe de gestión anual del año 2021. En las imágenes.
We were listening to Nicolás Maduro Moros, the president of Venezuela, as he offered his annual message to the nation before the parliament. The head of state first saluted the ministers, governors, and military officials that attended the presidential message. Also, the president praised notable Venezuelans present in the event, as athletes, entrepreneurs, artists, recovered patients, and other prominent fellow nationals that made the highlights for the Venezuelan people during 2021. He also remembered the declaration of San Juan drums as an intangible cultural heritage of Venezuela and the beatification of José Gregorio Hernández. Maduro acknowledged 2021 was the year of huge achievements and difficulties for Venezuela, as the nation faced destabilization attempts from the U.S., a parallel National Assembly, and the Supreme Court, as well as Colombia, but stated Venezuela overcame his difficulties. The mandatory also referred to the recovery of the National Assembly to the path of democracy and how the Venezuelans foiled the attempt to corrupt the top legislative body. Maduro highlighted the dialogues held in Mexico with the opposition groups as a sign of his government's ability to concord with those who think different. Another achievement that the president referred to was the governorate elections, in which the ruling party won the majority of the local posts. He also stressed the narco-Colombian power was defeated, as well as other external attempts of destabilization. The president expressed his government's confidence in people's will, criteria, and desires, and also what his political opposition has to say. So the governor's elections were held as a response to those requests and in loyalty to the Constitution. He acknowledged the perils posed by the economic war by the U.S., NATO, and also to devaluate the Bolivar currency, Venezuela's currency, to boycott Venezuela's products abroad and resources in foreign banks. He also said the Venezuelan constitution guarantees the exercise of the fundamental rights for all the Venezuelans, while remembering the opposition winning the state of Barina's governorship, as the people decided and how his government respected it. The mandatory addressed the economy and the recovery of this sector during 2021, aside of 2020 hardships, and forecasted a growth for 2022, based mainly in tourism, oil and industry production industries, as well as the increase in agricultural production.